Hey everyone, it's McLeod, and today I want to talk about prank kids and how I entered them into a tournament and how it didn't go well at all and how this is everyone else's fault but mine because the deck is not good, but instead of playing a good deck, every other deck should be just made even worse so that the game is balanced. I am kidding, of course, but some Redditors really think I do think like this. So I went into the Duel Links Grand Prix 71th edition with the intent of like playing prank kids, and I knew I wasn't gonna top anyway, but I was just wanted to, like, you know, try the deck in a tournament setting against a variety of other builds and fun other decks to be playing against. So this is the list that I entered with. As you can see, playing only one pranks, we're playing two each of a field spell. We are playing the Kite Druid instead of Skullmeisters because I didn't want to die and I was expecting a lot of blue eyes, and let's be honest, Skullmeister is not really good against blue eyes specifically. And then, you know, the rest is pretty standard. I did put in one fusion recycling plant, which I think was like, I'm not sure if it's Scopium or if it was actually decent. Something I want to mention is I lost all the games that I played. First round I faced Pro Fear on Blue Eyes. First game I go second. They activate Heat Wave and set Treacherous Trap Hole. So I survive thanks to Kite Druid, and then next turn I just get blown up. The second game was actually a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I got OTK'd by Neo Blue Eyes. I'm not sure if I could have done something about this other than playing a different scale, which I'm going to mention later. But it was like a more interesting game to be playing than the first one. And then I played a bunch of games against Shadolls. So there were games in which I went second and had to stare window with no ways to like easily out it. So those games did not happen. There were some games in which I went first, but I still let them make construct, which was a mistake I made like twice. The idea is, if you have Battle Butler on the field, you need to get Battle Butler on the field ASAP, because what the fuck is Shadow gonna do about it? And when they activate like Shadow Fusion or El Shadow Fusion, you just Battle Butler attribute itself in order to deny them the ability to use from deck with Shadow Fusion, and potentially deny them like the ability to fusion construct at all, because if they activate El Shadow Fusion, is because they have like a Magister's there, not there, maybe there, but like the Link one on the field that's a light, that's removed from the field. I had one such instance in which they activated Shadow Fusion as CL1 with the Magister's Link one on the field. I chained Battle Butler and they chained El Shadow Fusion, so they got to summon the construct, but it didn't get to dump the Schism, which means they didn't get to retrieve the Schism afterwards, which was like really good for me. I still lost this game because they still managed to make Winder afterwards. So yeah, very fun couple of games that I had. By very fun, I mean not fun at all. I have since been discussing with Beam, most notably, and I came to the conclusion that this list is probably just straight up better for prank kids. The idea is you want to rely on pranks to get your play started, and this makes the deck like so much more consistent. It doesn't feel as good using pranks turn 1 than the other thing. It's a deck that needs to go first. And this, I think this version is like not necessarily weaker going second. It's not like you have room for tech or anything. It is pretty consistent, and we are using the Legend of the Heroes of the skill. That's something I wish I'd realized earlier. I can just make a Doodle-Doo and Power Bark and then activate the scale and then tribute the Doodle-Doo. I feel stupid for not thinking about that. I can even show you like how it works in a real game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Give me a sec. So this is actually the perfect hand to demonstrate this. I am of course playing against my good friend level 10 Yami Yugi, who is just gonna let me do whatever the fuck I want. We open pranks. And place is gonna get us. It can only get a monster. It would be so much better if we could get a spell, but we can't, so we're getting Lampseas. I'm guessing I'm pitching the probably Lampseas here to make a cute little Lampseas token. And we go for Fansies, which is going to become a Doodle-Doo. Doodle-Doo is out there. Doodle-Doo is gonna get us something, but first we need to get that cutesy little Lampseas, Fansies rather, effect. Fansies is gonna send another Pandemonium. And then we can special summon Lampseed. So we're not going to be able to use our skill this turn. Oh, except maybe that we are... Maybe... No, yeah, actually we are going to use the skill this turn. I lied. That was a mistake. Still learning the deck to this very second. It's insane. Anyway, Rocket Ride is here. So we're gonna Lampseed, Dropsies. Dropsies is gonna summon a Fansies, I suppose. And Lampseed is gonna summon a Dropsies. Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Then I can link these two off into my good friend. No, don't click on the dual do. Bawabak, which doesn't trigger any effect whatsoever, but does allow us to activate the skill to gain 2,000 life points, which is pretty good. And Doodle-Doo is going to get Pandemonium, and it has to get something other than Pandemonium. So it's gonna get Dropsies. And then Rocket Ride is going to get Lampseed and Fansies, who have all three in rotation. Put them there. Put them there. With a set Pandemonium, so we can go... Nope, I don't want to link them up. We can go in our opponent's turn into Battle Butler. We can tribute Bawabak to get 2 more mats from the grave, which are going to be, you know, these two. And then with the pranks, we can recycle all 3 of these to draw a card, which could be a tech, but again, running tech would reduce the consistency of this deck, so it's not actually like that good an idea to do. So that's the big issue with this deck, is that you can't afford to run tech at all. Cool, we drew a Lampseed. That's pretty cool. D-Spell? Are you kidding me? Why is level 10 Yami Yugi like playing even better than my opponents yesterday? That's kind of annoying. Very fun thing that you can chain like Pandemonium to a Bawabak. Alright, I want to use those on field because they float. And a mistake that I kept making yesterday was like not paying proper attention to the effect that I activated. I'm going to activate Place last for the attack boost. And then Fansies is going to summon a Lampseed, Dropsies is going to summon a Fansies, and Lampseed is going to summon Dropsies. Wait, no, I got confused. So, you know what, with the Fire one, I summon the Wind one. With the Water one, I summoned the Fire one, and then I can summon the... Yep, I want to send that to grave. I can send over pranks though, it doesn't matter. I can send a Dropsies to my field. That's pretty cool. Yami Yugi, I don't care what you're doing. That's basically, I think, the optimal turn 1 for the deck for the time being. Until we get, like, Weather Washer would be really good. Not sure if the Link 4 would do much, because it's not like it's really good to make going first. I think it's pretty decent going second, I suppose. And, of course, meow-mu would be, like, just insane. Something that people misunderstand when it comes to meow-mu, and it's kind of something that bothers me, is the reason why it's so good. It's not only good because, like, the fact that it is a one-card starter is obviously really good, and it also means, like, the best thing about meow-mu is that it allows you to free up so much space in your deck. So much space. You probably have to play, like, another couple of, like, shoot. Please pretend I have 3. You probably have to play 3 places. You know what, we're gonna pretend this is the 3rd place. But you can cut on 2 of this, don't have to run Poly anymore. And with like the 3, maybe you don't need the 3rd place. With the like, because you're like playing 9, 10, 12 kids, right? And each of them is a 1-card starter. With the 4 remaining spots in your deck, you can just play, let's say, Double Crow, Double Skullmeister. And you have a chance to draw either of those with the pranks. And this makes the deck so much better. Your game plan doesn't change much. You're still like turboing Battle Butler to Raigeki your opponent. But, 1, you can do it twice now. Because Battle Butler is not in fact once per turn. And 2, you also have other ways to interact with your opponent. Like, you don't even have to run hand traps necessarily. I think hand traps are better because of the chance of drawing them with pranks. But you can also just play like Book of Moon, Ice Dragon's Prison, good back. This is like the potential that is denied to us by not having meow-mu in Duel Links very specifically, which I think is a shame. Hey, it's MechLord from another day. I'm recording this on May the 3rd. The first part was recorded on May 2nd. I'm recording this now because the top 16 deck lists of the Grand Prix 71st edition were posted on Duel Links Meta, so I can actually, you know, take a look at them. We already had this data available, you know, the breakdown of all the decks that entered. So you can clearly see PK, Blue Eyes, Shadow were the 3 most popular decks. Sky Striker was like close, and then it kind of goes downhill from there. Something that's very important to note is Red Eye Zombie was presumably the best deck of the previous meta, like the meta before the box released, and it just fell off. More people entered with TGs and Shiranuis than they did with the best deck, and there's a good reason for that. Keep in mind, 9 people entered with TGs. Yeah, that's something. This is going to be relevant later. 3 people entered with Prank Kids. I'm one of the 3. Quantum Cubes is another person that entered with kids. They didn't win any matches either. I don't know if he won a game. I haven't asked him. But we did discuss the list and how difficult the deck was to play, and how we both lost to time, which the Duel Links timer, very fun, should be 60 seconds longer. Before Major Amazements, 1 entrant entered, made it to top 8, which is, it's Barox, of course. He plays the wildest shit and then gets away with it. And then a legendary Fisherman player entered and got dumpstered on stream. They summoned Legendary Fisherman 3, which properly got bounced by Silquidius. So I don't know how to pronounce, but I don't think they did much better than I did. That's the deck breakdown. Let's take a look at top 32. Top 32, Phantom Knight, Striker, Blue Eyes. So pretty much the like same-ish kind of representation than in the entry. Followed by Shadow, which, I don't know, I faced a lot of Shadow players. I faced 2, and they were both losing. So how is that? I don't know, I'm kind of miffed. And 2 Red Eye Zombies made it to top cut. No TGs. No TGs whatsoever. I wonder why that is. And then, as mentioned before, the before Major Amazement is here. Evil Eye, Mayakashi, Altergeist. But if we take a look at like top 16, I don't think Evil Eye is there anymore. I don't think Fossil's there anymore. But still, like the clear best deck are showing their things here. And I think it's undeniable that for a new deck in a day 1 tournament, Phantom Knight has made quite the impression. Now, if we look at all the decks that competed, you can see Phantom Knights won in the final against PK. It was kind of a weird finals because the PK player bricked twice and the Phantom Knights player never had to like face Winder, which, I mean, certainly like facilitates the match a lot. And then Red Eye Zombie made it top 4, followed by Blue Eyes, Sky Striker, Geist, more Blue Eyes, more Sky Striker. You take a look at this PK list and it's like, this is how we beat Winder, basically. We open droplets, or we scoop. Or maybe we just prevent them from going into it in the first place, thanks to DD Crow. And this is in standby can take care of the Shadow Schism in a way that they can't, like, easily retrieve. This list is not playing Ophion, but it is playing Livier to deal with DD Crow very specifically, which I think is kind of cool, actually. The Shadow list is playing 1 Trick Clown. I think it might be because there was an additional pricing for the newest deck that performed the best, and maybe the player thought, hey, if I put Trick Clown in there, that counts as a new deck, right? It didn't work, but you know, this is just classic Shadow. Beast is still shutting from box locked. Rational Incarnation still behind a selection box. This could be IDP. It's also beyond the selection box, and then, you know, we make Winder and we win this way because that's the game. This is just Red Eye Zombies. There's nothing here that's like, the deck doesn't make a floodgate. Very funny that they're playing Ambler Whale, I think. It's one of the funny cards of all time, I tell you what. This is Blue Eyes. Heatwave. This isn't even Profear, this is someone else also on Heatwave. I think Profear might also have been on Necro Valley, which is assuredly pretty good in this meta, but then you know 3 crackdowns, 3 TH. It is the classic Blue Eyes list if you ask me. And of course 3 DD Crows. Sky Striker! We're on a Floodgate, it is Summon Breaker. Because you have to. You just have to be. Altergeist, I still don't know what this deck does with the new support. Like, wow, this list is playing Fuse Line. It can't be that good. It can't be that good, dude. That's the Barox list. That's the insanely cool list, which I've made a video on. That's not the exact same as this list. That's my Akashi. We do not want to deal with Winda. That's another striker list, also on Summon Breaker. Only one though. And then we're playing the new OTK line that I think can reasonably come up because Ray's already a 4, so only need to steal another 4. We got another PK. This one is playing Ophion, and the search target for Ophion is Infestation Terminus. I think there was another list in top 32 that played Pandemic. I don't think this is a good idea because you can only search one. And Pandemic is only there to protect Ophion. Shiranui! Playing 3 Samsaras and the Smith to search it. And a Spirit Master too. I think there were 2 rounds that went to time, and the game that got featured, they weren't the only games that got to time, but like both times it was at least Shadol versus Shiranui going to time. It's like, wow, it's an immovable object facing another immovable object. It is Winter Pass versus Samsara Pass. What a fun format. Another PK list, that's the list that played Pandemic, which I'm not too fond of. I guess maybe if you open Terminus. You're also playing the new Counter Trap, which again is decent. Armageddon Knight is another way you can get Thorn Scales engraved really quickly. And then 3 droplets because you have to. A Stephen Freshy PK list, 3 droplets, Ophion, Mako Pin, 3 droplets, 3 Samsaras, Smurf to search the Samsaras, Spirit Masters there. We also have the Lanciers, another PK list. Forbidden Droplets. Ophion. It feels like this deck had just come out. It feels like we're already getting like standardized lists. Note that this one is using Econ because it's just so insanely consistent. You don't really need Rota anyway. So yeah, this upcoming format is going to be defined by 2 Floodgates. Evil Storm Ophion and El Shadol Winda. And Prank Kids is garbage against both of these. It can deal against zombies, it can deal against Sky Strikers, it can deal against Blue Eyes, it can deal against pretty much every other deck. It can't deal against Winda Ophion, just like TGs can't deal with Winda Ophion, just like Legendary Fisherman can't deal. Maybe Legendary Fisherman, you get just out Winda with its effects. That's broken. That's the new meta, actually. So yeah, this is not the time or place to be playing Prank Kids. Because the deck doesn't have any easy combos that allow you to make room for tech, and because the deck doesn't have easy outs to Floodgates, and you need to go first, and you need to get uninterrupted. And DD Crow is the most brilliant trap, and it's also good against your deck specifically. So, Prank Kids, brothers and sisters, we just gotta cope. What do you think of this format though? Do you agree or disagree with my assessment that PK is the best deck? If you disagree, let me know on reddit.com so I can prove you wrong in a couple of days. And if you agree, let me know also in the comments of this video so that I make more revenue from my Reddit. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted an excuse to use this thumbnail very specifically. So thank you for giving me it. And I will see you all next time.